Test, okay. We'll bow our heads. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Lord, I ask for your help with our city spiritually, Lord, that you let our new mayor and our mayor pro team and all of our council members and our treasurer and clerk's office and all the people that work for the city to help grow this city and go forward with the things they are doing in the city, that it keeps growing, and see the improvements, and all the citizens of the city that need to participate with the council and the mayor and everybody here that does this. And I want to thank the first responders, the fire department, and the police department of the jobs they do, the service that they do to protect us. And we don't have to worry about our cities being like some cities I've been in. And our schools that we have real good school system here in Allen Park. It's a blessing just to have these systems that we have that's going on in the city. And we need to be thankful for this. And we all say amen and thank you, Jesus.
The clerk will take the roll call, please.
Councilman Schlack.
Present.
Councilman Valerius.
Present.
Councilman Stites is asked to be excused. Councilwoman Syke.
Present.
Councilman Lloyd.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Lally.
Here.
Treasurer Armstrong.
Present.
And Mayor McLeod.
Here.
We have a quorum, ma'am.
Hey, I have any corrections or to the agenda? I have a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Valerius, seconded by Mr. Schlack. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is passed. I have a motion to approve the minutes for December 17th, please.
Motion.
Motion, Mr.
Second.
Lally, second by Mr. Lloyd. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Okay. Now we're on to organizational business. I want to thank you all for being here. We're going to do something a little different this evening. I have sent to council a recommendation for the following board, commission, and committee appointments and reappointments. For the Downtown Development Authority, I'm appointing Kurt Mazag. For the Festivities Committee, I am reappointing Cynthia Riviera and Ramona Gunderson. And I am appointing Tina Gavarecki and Kyle Walagora for terms that will expire in 2023, and Philippa Matakis for an unexpired term that will expire 12/31/2022. The Historical Commission, we are reappointing Scott O'Reilly, Karen Carezzi, and Raymond McGusson for terms that will expire 2024, appointing Charles Blevins for a term that will expire 2024, and Sandra McGusson to fill an unexpired 2020 term. The Housing Commission, we are reappointing Herb Weiss. For the Library Advisory Commission, we are reappointing Judith Ouellette. We are appointing Mary Lou Provost and Christine Blahnik. For Parks and Recreation Commission, we are reappointing Carol Shriver, Margaret Liskowski, and Janine Rossman, and we are appointing Tina Gavarecki. And I have a motion to approve these appointments and reappointments.
Motion.
Mr. Lally, second by Mr. Valerius. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. And now I would like to ask all of the people who are being reappointed or newly appointed to please come forward to be sworn in by the city clerk. While we're doing that, I want to thank all the individuals, both the ones that are here and those who are unable to attend this evening, for volunteering to serve on these commissions, committees, and boards. I'd also like to ask current members who are attending and are not being sworn in to just briefly stand up, please, so that those in the audience can see you. I want to let you all know how much the city appreciates the time you are giving to these organizations, which play an important role in improving our city and how it functions and making Allen Park an attractive place to live, raise a family, and start a business. I would like everyone here to give these individuals a big round of applause for stepping up. Stepping up for the community, and also think about doing so yourself. We are currently in the process of updating our commission lists, as some no longer exist. And one, the Beautification Commission, which was eliminated under the emergency manager, will be reconstituted. We'll be posting a new commission list and highlighting those we are seeking volunteers for, and hope that many of you will join your friends and neighbors in service to your community. I'm also going to be looking into student commissioners, because that is something that is also part of our charter. And I think it's important to get young people involved at an early age, and that is another project I'm working on. Again, thank you all very much. Some of you I may have never met before. I will hopefully get to know each and every one of you. Very much appreciated. Thank you.
I'm going to have you guys come this way so we can get you on camera.
Short guy.
Believe me, I'm the one showing off my bald spots.
Short people on the front,
They
see?
should see you guys.
Let's stand up, be on the picture.
No, I'm good. You can though.
All right, I'm going to make this quick and painless, and then I'm going to swear all of you in at one time. All you have to do is say, I swear, I do, or I affirm after I'm done reading it. And then come see me, and I'm going to give you your oath of office so you don't have to come back or anything. But what I will need you to do is at home, make sure you fill in the date and sign above your name. Mine's already there, so, all right. And again, thank you for your service. Many of you I know and have been actually doing this longer than I've been around, so it truly is an honor. All right. Could I have everybody raise their right hand, please? Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Michigan, and that you will endeavor to secure and maintain an honest and efficient administration of the affairs of the city of Allen Park, free from partisan distinction or control, and that you will perform the duties of DDA Board of Directors, Festivities Commissioner, Historical Commissioner, Housing Commissioner, Library Advisory Board / Commissioner, and Parks and Rec Commission to the best of your abilities, so help you God. I do. All right, congratulations, everybody. All right, good to see you guys. Christine? Miss Ola? Karen?
No, she's not here. She's in Australia.
It's hot down there.
Archie.
Kyle? Mr. Weiss? Add that to your collection of 50s. Miss Gabarecki and Miss Gabarecki and...
Oh, geez.
Uh-oh. Have one for you. I know you, I will get you, yeah. I apologize, Ms. McLeod, but we will get you one. I know where to find you. Plus, we have a lot of elections this year. Again, thank you, everybody, and your service, and have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Do a good job. Thank you. Thank you.
And now we'll move along to more important business, and that is the, well, even more important. Well, maybe that's not true. Let me rethink that. We're going to the city administrator's report.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, residents of Allen Park. Just a few updates on what we've got going on here in the city. It's the new year and been a little slow with the holidays. It's good to see everybody back. It's been probably about almost a month since we've seen everybody. And I see just a few students out there, so we must have been, are we through the one semester? No, we're,
Nope, we got one more week.
oh, so next week, next council meeting could be loaded.
It could be.
All right. The Finance Department has started the budget process for the 2020-2021 budget year. That'll begin on July 1st. They've emailed out the documents that the department heads will need to return, and I'll get a schedule to the mayor and council so you can see what the process is on that, in those steps. And then we'll need to schedule a study session. You'll get the budget. We'll schedule a study session. Come back the following week for a public hearing, and then you have to approve it within the month of May. So got about 5 months here, 4.5 months left on that, and we'll get everything all wrapped up for you. City Clerk's office, they're busy right now accepting the business registrations for 2020. And I just want to congratulate the following employees for a milestone that they've reached in years of service. Both have reached 5 years of service today, and that'd be David Deschamps, he's in our DPS, and James Farner, who's also in our DPS. And then City Hall will be closed Monday, January 20th for the Martin Luther King holiday.
Want to mention anything about the letter regarding the EM? No. The ones that we just got on the fire. Okay. Are there any questions? Very brief report this week. If there are none, can I have a motion to accept and file the city administrator's report?
Motion.
Motion by Ms. Light, second by Mr. Valerius. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Now we come to the public comment segment. You would like to come up and speak? You have 4 minutes to do so. All we would like to have is your name and the street on which you live. We do not want to have the full address, so we are open for business. Everyone's speechless tonight.
Say something good.
John Cruz, Quant Avenue. I was just curious, is there any update on what happened over the weekend with the heavy storms? Because my basement backed up, and just curious, does the city have any kind of summary of what happened on their end? Because I believe my lateral was clean, my drain was clean. So does anybody?
Did you turn in a claim form or anything, or
Not
call,
yet,
just
no.
call the DPS?
Not yet, no, sir.
Can you see Tom Murray, and Tom will get your address so I can send you a letter on that. From the city's perspective, it was just a lot of rain. It was operating as normal. You're probably maybe the 3rd or 4th person. I had two letters I sent out today. You're the 3rd. I think I had one on Facebook. That was it. So my guess is that you may have a different issue, but Tom can talk to you, get some more details, and maybe help you out a little bit. He's the gentleman holding his arm up there.
All right, cool, thank you.
You're welcome. If no one else is coming forward, we'll close the public comments and move on to the consent agenda. We have purchasing actions, claims and accounts, and the payroll report, finance, which is the finance overview, budget to actual report, balance sheet, cash flow, and license and permits, which is a handbill flyer permit for Rene Linares and a bottle can drive permit for Boy Scout Troop 1061. We have a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Lloyd, second by Mr. Valerius. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much. And now we come to resolutions. First resolution is a resolution to approve the bond resolution and authorize the city clerk and mayor to sign the loan agreement with Comerica Bank for the new DPS facility. Is there any discussion? Questions?
Just that it's good news that interest rates are continuing to go down. It seems like something that's going to save us some money, and it seems very, very needed.
Yeah, I'll jump in on that one real quick. If I didn't get the rate that we were dropping down. Okay, so this is for a 7-year loan, up to $4 million, and the interest rate we were quoted just a few weeks ago was 2.66%, and it actually dropped down to 2.62%. So any drop in is a positive, and for us, some savings in the long term for the residents of Allen Park.
Absolutely.
May I have a motion to approve the resolution to approve the bond resolution?
I make the motion.
Second.
Mr. Lally, that's the motion, and seconded by Mr. Lloyd. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Second resolution. Resolution to authorize the city of Allen Park to seek proposals for new copy machines. Are there any questions?
What's wrong with the copy machine now?
I think according to the memo, we are coming to the end of our lease with Toshiba and currently have 9 copiers throughout the city, including DPW, Fire, Library, Parks and Rec, and City Hall. We had an annual expense for copiers of $25,100 and are hoping to save 10% over our current costs, which will include the potential to eliminate at least one of our copiers. Finance Department is requesting permission to begin requesting proposals for new service.
So this is just to start the bid process.
Right.
You're right.
So we really are eliminating a copier? Because that's usually, most people are asking for more, not less.
Yes, that's
So-
what the memo says.
So when we did
Well,
the,
but-
when we did the city hall, we actually had 3 copiers at the old city hall and at the old city hall, the temporary city hall and the old city hall. Because of how the departments were set up, they were in their individual areas, individual rooms. So when we came into the new facility, it's a little bit more wide open. We have 1 copier at each end of the work area, and we have an extra copier all the way in the back in the mailroom. That one is not used as often. It is a backup one if the other 2 go out. It has been used for scanning. I know building department may use it once in a while, ordinance may use it once in a while, but typically it's not used very
Okay.
often to warrant having a 3rd copier out there.
Very good.
And we just lease these copiers? We're not actually.
Correct.
Yeah.
Plus, we'd be getting new copiers that function well, I would assume, after as
Correct.
many years as we've had. They're a little clunky.
5 years, and they definitely,
They're a little clunky now.
Yes.
Temperamental.
That's a good one. Temperament.
there's, I think the staff has a favorite, more so than the other one.
Okay.
It's the one that gets used the most often.
I know how it,
I think that happens in every office.
does.
May I have a motion?
Motion.
She was in the motion of motioning. Motion by Syke, seconded by Valerius. May I have a vote? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. I understand I'm doing this reverse, so I will get it right on the 3rd one. May I have a motion to approve the 3rd resolution to ratify the action of the city administrator for the SIDOC group for schematic design services, space planning for the proposed public service facility at a cost of $37,500 with funds to come from account 401-000-987-300. Motion, please.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Schlock, second
Second.
by Mr. Lally. Is there any discussion or questions?
On this planning and design and planning, this $37 is not, $37,000, $37,500. Okay, whatever it is, $37,500. Is this just a fund, or say if something comes up, does it go higher, or is it stays the same?
No, that was, I do apologize, that was their quote for that service, yeah, so.
For any additional stuff that you put in there? If you have to?
We don't anticipate, we think that'll cover everything that they've,
Okay.
when we talk to them, they will cover everything that we were
All
looking
right,
for.
that sounds good to me.
And then stems back from our last, work session. I think the question always comes about is, can we be fired for this?
Yes.
If it gets ratified, I guess no. But, yeah, so we were able to start the process, get everything signed, and get some information to them, get some dates scheduled, and have some discussion, and then we'll be following up with some additional meetings coming up at the end of this week, and hopefully have something back here within the next 3 to 4 weeks.
Very good.
And then moving forward from this, then we would go into a full-on blueprint.
Correct.
That'd be the next
So
phase.
this goes back, as we were discussing there, we're not too sure what size facility we need. If it's gonna be a 40,000, 35, 45, 55, 65. We know we've been planning and running some numbers at a higher end that we can kind of scale down, how much we can scale down and get to what we actually need, and still have enough for our current activities and growth activities.
Right? And have a set price as to what this is gonna cost.
Yeah.
More accurate.
More accurate, yeah, thank you.
I
appreciate that.
I think I may put the word in, a more accurate estimate.
A more accurate, there you go.
No,
Whatever
there's
that
still
is.
estimates.
Sounds good?
They're always estimates.
Okay, boss.
Sounds good.
Are there any further questions or discussion? Call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion is carried. Resolution 4, may I have a motion to adopt resolution to award the contract for the replacement and installation of residential water meters to the lowest bidder, Aetna Supply, for a total cost of $1,545,500, and request to use the use of $510,000 in the 19/20 water budget account 592-600-985-000, and finance the remaining $1,035,500 for 2 years. And that's another one where the finance rate went down. I think that went down to 2.2%. So we're on a roll here.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Lally,
Second.
second by Mr. Lloyd. Are there any questions or discussion?
Is my understanding that we're trading these out because the old ones were not accurately,
Correct.
that's accurate?
I'll explain.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's on.
It's on, okay, sorry. Our water meters currently in residential houses are approximately 30 years old. And when you look at the standards for water meter accuracy, 20 years is a life cycle. So we're 10 years past our life cycle. Obviously, we were through financial crisis and couldn't think of a $2 million project at that time. We're losing money to an extent on water flow, which all us ratepayers and everybody else is making up the difference. So by doing this, we should have a more accurate, what people's usages are and the right prices, so everybody's paying their fair share.
So if, with these new meters in, would residents expect to see their water bill to
Small
change?
amount. I wouldn't look at it being an astronomical amount. When you're talking 9,900 meters, it doesn't take a lot to notice the difference. So it could be a couple dollars at the most, and depending on what people's usages could be more. You know, if they have leaks that right now these aren't currently picking up, yes, they can expect to see if they don't take care of their leaks, it costing substantial more. If they just do normal and don't have leaks, they're probably not seeing much of any difference.
And if they're not paying the right amount right now, we're all paying for it.
We're all paying for it.
Yeah,
No one person really wins. One wins, one loses.
right.
So now these meters are gonna be read by a human, or are they,
We currently have a remote read system that goes to a tower and then goes to the computer and reads it every 6 hours. That currently is in place. We're not changing that. We're just changing the meter that attaches to that device.
So it will require the contractor to go in the house and change the
Yes.
meter out.
I would like to explain that so the public hears it too. So the contractor's gonna put out a notice to who they're doing, when they're doing, and it's gonna come in a mail form asking for them to set up appointments. They will be working from 8 in the morning till 8 in the evenings to accommodate people who work on Monday through Friday. We authorize them to work on Saturdays also to help with people's work schedules. If you get a second notice, we're pushing a little harder to please make this appointment. If you receive a third notice, it will state on there your water will be shut off within 7 days, because the city cannot afford for people to just not have their water meters changed, because it hurts us all. So we do have an ordinance that enacts we can shut your water off for these reasons.
And everybody's being changed out.
Everyone that has not been changed out in the last 5 years. We have currently went through 1,800 meters of our own in the last 5 years, taking care of meters that we've noticed having problems. Mm-hmm. So those are not going to be replaced since they're new, and we're not going to pay for something we just paid for.
Got it.
Any further questions? Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Mr. Murray. Appreciate it.
The company installing has installed across the whole United States. To give you a backstory, they've done the whole Chicago area. It took them 3 years, but they did approximately 7 million meters in 3 years.
Wow.
They think ours is going to take 5 to 6 months if they can have a good progressive program.
Great question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Murray.
There's no further discussion or questions. May I have a vote? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion is carried. Council comments.
I think it's your turn to start, Tony. It's your turn to
Yeah,
start.
we should-
You always go
we should
last.
We should draw numbers.
Won't be the last one, okay.
I know you do.
I'll do that, no problem. I just, first of all, I want to thank the people that came tonight, the citizens, for a good turnout tonight. I see that. And I was afraid that all you guys are going to complain about the water flooding your house, but I'm glad it's probably, I mean, I'm not glad that you got it, but I hope we take care of that problem. And I went around Saturday, and I went around the estate there at Princeton Estate up there. That place was pretty full of, the roads were really flooded, and I expected a big crowd tonight. But thank God, it worked out pretty good. But still, the road still gets overflowed, and then I've seen our police officers close the roads because you can't get through with your car. That's terrible. But something has to be done with the Wayne County and Allen Park or whatever, Simca or whatever, and see if we could do something with those creeks, and maybe we could clean it up a little bit better. We got to get with Wayne County and see what we could do. Personally, I want to thank the Fire Chief LaFawn and EMT Estrada and Spencer for doing a heck of a job. And I'm very proud of the fire department. And God bless you. I hope you keep up the good work. And I want to give them a big hand of applause for what they did. They saved somebody's life. Very nice. We had a nice letter that came in there. It was really nice. And I want to thank the police and fire, too, because they do good work every day. And pray for them, for their safety, to keep us safe. And the way it is. I want to thank you again, and hopefully we'll keep on going forward as we are. Thank you.
First, I want to echo the sentiments by Councilman Lally. It is really encouraging to see those kind of letters that are coming out for our fire department. And but I want to say too that like every day I know that those men and women are out there, police and fire, and they're keeping us safe. They're saving lives, and they don't always get a letter. And I'm sure it's nice when they do, but I know that that's not what they do it for. And so again, very appreciative for all the sacrifices that they make for the city to keep us safe and make this a wonderful city. I would also like to extend a thank you to all of our newly sworn-in commissioners. It's really encouraging to see. I firmly believe, I think that something that is hugely important is that in our democracy, you know, the root of that word, demos, is people, people having power. In order to make this a city, or to keep this a city that it is, we need everybody coming together and sharing ideas and working for that. So thank you to all of our commissioners for all your sacrifices you make, all the work that you put in for the city. Sometimes it seems thankless, I'm sure, and I know that, again, you don't do it for the thanks, you do it because of the city. But it is greatly appreciated, and hopefully that's something that continues for years to come. So thank you very much.
I just want to say thank you for the commissioners, too. I forgot all about you guys. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Councilman Lloyd, of course, fellow educator, stole all my material. So everything that he said, reiterate again. Thank you so much for all of you volunteering to serve the city of Allen Park and the citizens of Allen Park on a commission, a board, or a committee. You know, as long as that continues, and encouraging others to do so. And I loved what the mayor said about the possibility of having students involved in the process too. That's extremely important. Start them young, for sure. And also just reiterating, hoping for a wonderful 2020 for not only Allen Park, but all the citizens and my fellow council members and mayor. Thank you.
Okay, Gary, I'll go next. Thank you, Councilman. First, I would like to start off, I don't know if many of you know that I, in addition to being your city councilwoman, I am starting to substitute teach. And I was able to go into the Allen Park Middle School the other day. And I don't know if some of you had seen that I had been walking with a cane. I've been having some hip issues. So I was a little apprehensive because, of course, the middle school is 2 stories. And I was, you know, kids get to going and they're talking and they're not bad children. They're doing what they're supposed to do. And I was worried that I would get knocked or something would bump into me and I would fall. And anyway, I have to tell you that every time I came out into the hallway, children of their, I should say students, of their own volition came up to me and said, "May I help you?" And it wasn't just one, it was several, enough that I was just heartwarmed to know that our students, on their own volition, not having mom go over there and help that lady, on their own volition, came to help me. And I was very appreciative, and it really made me feel good to see our students being to do that and to offer their assistance to me. And next, I would like to say something to our newly elected or newly appointed commissioners. Having been on the Historical Commission, I remember probably the best moment that I had was when we had an ice cream social the first time. And it was the first time that people had gotten to come in on a Saturday and see inside the house, and we played games, and it was just really, it gave me the sense of community, the old-fashioned sense of your neighborhood. And so I want you to remember and find that best moment and hold on to that, because there will be a time in your commission when someone will be on your last nerve. And you will hear, "But you don't understand." And it is on your last nerve. I want you to remember and hold that moment in your memory, because to be of service for me is the thing that helps fulfill my soul. It makes me be the better person that I want to be. And so I appreciate all of you to taking time out of your busy lives, because everyone has a busy life. And that by being of service to your community in these commissions is greatly appreciated by them, and I know by myself and by the rest of the council members. So thank you, and remember, hold on to that memory. Thank you.
Well, I don't really have much to say since everyone else said it so elegantly, so I won't beat it around the bush. I serve with great people up here, so I just want to echo that. Thank you very much for what you've done, and as Mike said at the beginning, some of you have done it far longer than we have been up here, but even in the city. So just know that you can reach out to us, and let's work as a team and make our city go forward and strong and prosper into 2020 and beyond, and it's keep kicking butt one day at a time. And I'll see you in a week or so.
Mike?
Yes. I'd just like to remind everybody about the May 10th presidential primary. We do have, Or March, what did I say?
May.
Hey,
Starts with
Well,
an M.
Hold on, drop the bomb on
that's
it.
okay.
I was also gonna bring up, there's going to be a possible May 5th election, but I'm gonna wait till I have all the info. So jumping to March 10th, okay, we got the presidential primary, and there is 3 ballots available. We do have the Republican ballot, the Democrat ballot, and if you choose not to participate in those 2, there is the 3rd ballot with just the propositions on there. A lot of people have asked us, why do we have to pick a party? Because it's not that you pick a political party, it's that you're voting in that party's primary. Way to explain it, but saving a lot, we're basically holding the elections for the parties. Okay, so it is a state law. The same ballots are throughout the state of Michigan. And that information of what ballot you chose is not available from my office, okay? Now, is it available through Lansing? Yes. So I want people to know you no longer have a designation. Nobody asks what political party you are. However, this is a unique case in a presidential primary where you just have to pick the ballot style. So I want people to know that because we've had a lot of calls. It only happens once every 4 years. In fact, the screwiness of presidential primaries, there was 1 year where there wasn't one because the parties caucus. So this is a little bit stranger than our traditional August and November. Okay, we'll put that one to the side. I'll be coming back with more info on that one. I believe the Melvindale schools approved a millage proposal for May 5th. I just want to let everybody know you're going to see a May 5th election also. I just got word earlier today. Then we got August and November, but we'll wait. We'll get past the first 2 and then go to the 3rd and 4th. But thank you for everybody coming out tonight. If you have any questions, call the clerk's office. Go to michigan.gov/vote. It's very informative. But other than that, thank you all for coming out. God bless you and good night.
Thank you, Mike. Well, there's really not much left for me to say. I said a lot at the beginning. Again, thank you all for being here. I'm very happy that we had the number of appointees and reappointees that were able to come. I think it's very, very important for all of our residents to get to know you and recognize you and know what their friends and neighbors and relatives are doing for this city and continue to do. And I hope that all of you will encourage your friends and your neighbors to join you. Volunteering is contagious. I found that out when I first started volunteering. And I know people who have a hard time saying no and maybe get a little strung out after a while, but it is very rewarding. It is fulfilling. You don't get paid. You may not get a lot of accolades, but you make an impact. You make an impact on the people with whom you work. You make an impact on the city. And you help this city be as good as it is. And I want to see that continue. I'm glad that Mr. Lally remembered the letter. The letter came into my office the other day, and with a little trepidation, I slid it open because you never know what you're going to get. And it was very heartwarming to read a letter from 2 residents who had interaction with our fire department staff. And I immediately passed it along, and that was sent to the fire department, and those individuals were recognized within the department also. I'm probably going to forget something, and as I walk out the door tonight, I will remember all of the things that I wanted to tell you and say, but foremost is how much I appreciate being here, and I appreciate you, and I wish you all the very best. Thank you for coming, and good night. May I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Mr. Lally, second by Mr. Valerius. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you very much.